Yo!
Yep. Let's
Welcome
go.
back. Welcome back.
I want everyone to drink water today. Make that your first priority.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, it's hurricane coming, so plenty of water to go around.
Oh my God.
Wait, it's a hurricane?
uh yeah, Storm Faye. So today it's gonna be
What's-
mad rain and wind in the city.
Damn, who can I invite over today?
Nobody.
Jesus Christ.
You're damn right.
I mean, who you paying? Who you paying?
All right, that's not anyone's business, man. It's not anyone's business where my unemployment checks go to.
Is that a fact?
I'm paying Hulu. I'm about to watch me a show. You would have thought I was paying for someone.
All right. Well, we back here again. Please, y'all, if you're enjoying the show, please subscribe. Any episode ideas, anything that we haven't spoke about. If you hate us, you could let us know that too.
Especially
I don't
me.
really care. It's all
Yeah.
funny. It's all love. We just like to hear from you.
If you can't stand Stalin too, let him know. He's a nice guy, but you could roast him if you want. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Psych, you thought.
Damn, Stalin is immune.
Yeah, he dodged that.
With my first name, bro, people be like, what?
Who? That is the best guy I've met in my life. Never see this nigga.
All right, well, let's get into it. What did it make y'all say this week? Who's going
Oh,
first?
I'll start. There's something that's pissing me off, man, and I don't understand it. If you guys could explain to me why that is, it'd be really insightful. Why the hell do people feel the need to put that flashlight thing on their phone whenever someone texts them or calls them? To me, it's the most obnoxious thing. No, but why? No, I don't understand. It's so annoying.
I think it's
No, I don't care who texted you. Turn it off, my nigga. Like, you don't know when your phone vibrates. Like, even I don't even like it when the phone like sound is on. The little ding sound. That's super annoying. My phone is always on vibrate, and like you could tell when someone texts you.
Look. That's you. That's your personal preference.
But why do I have to see the light? Like, I don't want to see the light. You're blinding me, bro. We're just chilling, and your phone is blinding me.
I think if it's like, maybe
You're one of those people, huh? Look how you're capping for them. Look,
I'm trying to talk. I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, if it's on, then I don't really like it.
You asked.
I asked.
You asked. I asked us. But no, explain.
I think it's just for some people it is just like a lot of extra stuff. Like, ooh, like my shit is dinging, ringing, flashing, whatever. But then sometimes, I don't know, you might want it on vibrate, but maybe you don't like the sound, and that's just like a quick little. Like, I know when I had a Galaxy.
I knew it. I knew it.
Nah. Let me talk. The lights were color coded, so you knew like what notification it was, but the screen would stay black if you wanted it to.
Yeah, but
so
you know what's crazy?
But it wouldn't be some big ass.
Yeah,
flash.
the iPhone one looks like the freaking.
I mean, look. To be honest, all iPhone is doing is taking all of like Samsung's ideas. So people love shitting on Android, but look, the next iPhone is finally gonna have widgets. Android Ben had that shit.
Oh, dude,
that's all they doing.
I had widgets back in high school. Like.
That's all they doing. That's literally all they doing. It's just taking more and more from that. Anyway, Stalin.
Well, that pisses me off. So, guys, again,
next time just slap
put
the phone
your phone away. Like, I don't
stab
understand.
the camera.
Yeah, if you're my friend and you do that, I'm gonna smack your phone. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna push your phone away from you.
All right, you might get smacked back. So
yeah, and then we'll fight it out. I'm not.
You're gonna be there with your feelings hurt. All right, Stalin, what they made you say
no
this
one is
week?
texting me.
Now you know, bro.
Oh.
My son answered his own question.
That's how you started because.
Nah, this week was calm. I finally got to work on a small project yesterday, with filmmaking, which was fun. Got to meet some cool people. So
you went out. That's what you're saying, and didn't invite us.
Hey,
I mean, it was work, so I can't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever you
Nah, it
kids
was
call it these
cool.
days.
I met like some people, some really interesting people from DC that came to help out with the shoot. Like they were like um modeling and acting for it. And then
Wait,
one of the girls was from like this country in Africa, and she was raised there, and she like moved when she was 15. And we had like a really interesting conversation about
was
like
it?
the differences of like the culture here in America and cultures in like in other countries. Because it was like a really cool crew. It was very diverse. So it was a really good conversation. I was happy to be able to see that and see that like there are more opportunities for like minorities and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a really good like conversation. Like what I was saying was just like, you know, I feel like we got to pursue what we're passionate about, you know, especially now that we do have some opportunities, but there will be obstacles. But at least like we have like us minorities are having way more opportunities than we've ever had before. But
True.
it's still like a struggle, you know. There's still like a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
things that need to be worked on.
Yeah. What country was she from?
That
You don't remember?
I
That's
don't
fine.
remember. I'll see if I speak to her again. I'll talk to her because we might work on another project. But I remember it was like a very specific country that I haven't heard of before. Yeah,
Interesting. Because
yeah,
it's kind of like similar to my situation. Came here around like the same age as well. So I
yeah,
wanted to see if we can like find similarities or like
yeah.
any aspects of her story.
It's trying to
Look up at yo, he just wait. I swear to God, like while I was talking, I was looking at him. He's like, I'm about to get it. I'm about to get it.
I mean, I think we can make that connection, you know, because I'm coming from some of the same, the same place and around the
Same
same
place.
time. Maybe she need a friend or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. You know
like
what I'm saying? Like,
DC is probably not as popping as New York City. I could show her around. We could go to Central Park. We could ride those Revel. What do you guys think about the Revel bikes, man? They're just so much fun, bro.
I haven't been on one yet, but
Dude, it's so much fun. I was thoroughly enjoying myself.
Pause. Pause.
Wait, whoa! What's the pause on that one? Enjoying myself on a Revo bike.
well, who was you holding on to? Because we know you
Oh
wasn't
no,
driving
no,
that
No.
I'm gonna hold on tighter. Is that all right?
Get off me, my nigga.
That's sad.
Nah. I actually had a friend on the back. See, because it was fun. It's just like riding a bike. It's not that difficult. You can even do it with one hand. Like, again, if you guys haven't tried it, just like, if you're in the Brooklyn or Manhattan area, now the streets are a bit more open because there's no one in the middle. So you
Right.
can just get off as much as you want. Just
Nah,
go
yesterday some dude was riding his shit on the sidewalk. I'm like, bro, like,
yeah, sometimes you do have to follow the rules of like, driving as well. Like I've seen some people go opposite sides and everything. And I'm like, nah. Like I would even wait in traffic because
I just hope it don't turn into how LA just got them fucking scooters laying all over the place.
Oh, you can't go through different boroughs with them, so
hopefully not.
So
Hopefully
if
it don't
it's in
turn
Brooklyn,
into
it
that
stays
shit.
in Brooklyn. If it's in Manhattan, uptown.
Would it
there's a
just
few
shut
up here.
off? It just shut off at the border.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah, at the border, you can't. Oh, if you do, they'll fine you.
Got you.
Yeah, so
Okay.
You see me hacking that like.
Camera on one hand, freaking speaker on the other.
Where are all the
iPod in
scooters
front.
going?
With
I would like to
customized
rent
helmet.
another one.
Sir.
You've been back 8 times today.
In this backyard, all of them are like lying perpendicular.
See me start my own company.
Stevel.
He only scratches the R out. It's like
Evel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
That'd be mad funny, yeah.
That was so people actually steal city bikes. I feel like we haven't talked about this, but in the Bronx, I find city bikes in apartment buildings. Like just parked there. Like someone took it from the city, brought it home, and it's like, it's my bike now.
Hey,
This is my regular bike I use every day.
Charge.
No. They take it out. There's a way to take it out. Don't ask how I know, but I know how to take it out.
If you know,
But yeah,
you know.
they take it out and Yeah, just chill. It's just like, yeah, it's mine now. Like, go to the grocery store with it, come back, call out a chick on your city bike, probably even
Nah,
sign his name on it.
nigga.
He
Man, oh
gifts
man,
it.
oh man.
Yeah.
He's like, from Hassan with love. No.
With love. Just don't get caught, my nigga.
Cops trace it back to that crib.
No,
Nah,
it's
you wrap
mine.
it in a
Tugging on.
different color. They come there and peel it
Oh
off.
my
Like
God, Uber tried that thing with the Bronx and they regretted the hell out of
what?
that. Remember that blue bikes? No, not blue one. It was the orange ones. They were
Nah.
called. They have this jump bike or something like that. They took that shit back
What?
so quick.
I
I
have not
never
heard of
heard of
that
that.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, yo, it was in every building, bro. The jump bikes were everywhere, man. Niggas was like, "Oh, y'all you gonna trust us? Okay, cool,
Oh man.
cool."
Shit. All right. So shall we get started?
Well, we shall.
Yes,
Indeed, we
sir.
shall. Indubitably, Billy.
All right. So today we'll be talking about prostitution. And
Okay,
how
cool.
we
My favorite subject. Let's go. How we're spending our quarantine checks.
No,
Stalin is
fool.
like, leave me out of this.
I'm gonna have to cut this out later.
Look guilty as hell. Like, about to turn off the camera, like, damn, they tracking me.
Look at this.
Nah, but
Acting, huh?
on a serious note, today we want to talk about positivity
Yep.
and how you've been able to, I guess, keep a positive spirit during the lockdown. So anybody open to share with us like how they're feeling?
Oh man, I'll go. Let's see. How am I feeling right now?
Yeah, come on, Mr. Rogers.
And like let's go back to kind of
It's
like
Howard.
beginning stages. So kind of like when it first happened, but more so like your mental state,
My
So
mental state.
like beginning
fluctuates.
stage
Yeah.
to
So,
kind of present day, but very short
but you
story.
said prison. I was gonna be like, oh, sir,
I ain't never been.
I'll never, ever go there.
All right.
Beginning stages during quarantine was fun though. It was. I mean, it was uncertain. I think there was some form of underlying anxiety that came along with the whole virus situation, where everyone was like, "Am I infected? Am I possibly infecting someone? I can't even see my parents. I can't travel. Not working anymore." The figuring out stages of that was, there's some form of anxiety associated with that. But once we spent about like a month in quarantine and it started to become like the norm,
Mm-hmm.
um, I got adjusted to it. I started making my schedules. It was a lot more positive. I started working out a bit more, taking my health a bit more seriously, drinking a lot of water, case in point. Uh, and yeah, it was more about just figuring out what to do at that time. I think
Right.
that was prior to us starting the podcast. So I think I picked up YouTube, and I know you guys can remember. I started like editing a bit more heavily on
Yeah.
this trash ass computer. So it was fun. It was the figuring it out part of it was fun. I found projects to give myself to keep myself busy. So it was positive in that sense because you
Over
could
there building Legos and shit.
dude, I'm terrible with Legos, by the way. I don't ever
I
know
love
what to do with
Legos.
Legos. I don't ever know what to do with them. Um, so there was some positivity associated with that because I was being productive. Everything was fun and great. And then, like, some uncertainties can happen where
Hmm.
it puts a block to whatever you're doing and, like, just puts you back to stage one where it's like very, very uncertain, back to the anxiety thing. I think that was when I was working with my dad in the store.
Yeah.
I was talking to exposed to people, and in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm definitely gonna catch it because even with my mask, just like seeing that amount of
Yeah.
people every single day was just
Mm.
a bit too much. So that
Yeah.
just heightened my anxiety every single time I go out there. I'm kind of like, okay, I don't want to go home and see my mom or like, because I don't want to be the one to give it to her.
Mama.
Mama,
Mama told me
but
not to
so me
dope.
put up my mask.
Imagine we get copyrighted.
Alright, because we're doing the better than them.
It's a cover. It's a cover.
Cover. But during that time, I also started therapy. So
Okay.
that was interesting. I thought I was good until we started talking, and then
We'll get to that next.
we'll get to. But
Yeah.
anyways, up to the present day, it fluctuates. I have my highs. Like I think last week, the last 2 weeks, I was just on this high of like high wave of energy. Just I think I met up with you, worked out. I was going out a bit more, meeting up with friends, just
Mm-hmm.
hanging out. And I think this coming week is the slow down because like I was here and it's just starting to like
Yeah.
come back to
So you've kind of been
Okay.
like through like a little roller coaster, basically.
roller coaster essentially.
Okay.
But I feel great. I'm happy. I guess positivity is expressed in a lot of forms. Like just working out will make me happy. So that's one way I'll keep myself positive by doing
Right.
that, like drinking water. I don't know if that was it's not a straightforward answer, but
No,
you
we
feel
get
me? Yeah.
Styling. What about yourself,
Yeah.
man?
Oh, my quarantine like emotions are from one end of the spectrum to the next. That was really bad, man. It's like
Oh,
I was like really like in the beginning like really really depressed, and it's really bad because on like my end of my family, like depression runs, so it's like I'm genetically like
We know what?
compromised.
How about we do? I didn't mean this. I
yeah.
guess we could
Look.
combine this. So I guess we'll get
We're
back
getting
to
deep
you.
today.
Nah,
So
it's cool. Like
styling.
I would
What?
like I don't mind
Yeah.
sharing. Yeah.
I guess so. Like, let's say, like, what was your lowest point in this whole lockdown, and then how did you, kind of bring out this positivity? What was something that like where you like slowly started to like come out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the beginning, especially like the first month, I'm not a person like has ever suffered anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the first time in my life where it was like I started breathing. I almost felt like I couldn't breathe because of my anxiety because I felt like
Yeah.
trapped inside. And I'm a person that always likes to go out. Like I'm very extroverted. Like I like to talk to people. I like just being
Right.
outside. And like to feel like I was trapped inside just brought a lot of like existential thoughts into my head because I can be like I've said before, like I can be a very big thinker and
Mm-hmm.
overthinker, and I've tried to step out of that, but then like this whole thing that just happened, it was like out of our control, and it's like it just brought out the uncertainty of the future even more real, and I feel like it made you more aware of death because death was like so much more closer in a sense,
Right.
and that's all you kept hearing. And I feel like as a human species and as a conscious being, like our biggest fear is death because we're so uncertain about what's going to happen after. And I don't know, I just started thinking about a lot of things, and I started overthinking, and I was like, I got into a very like a huge existential crisis, and then like for like 2 months, like I didn't do anything. Like I literally was like waking up, I was like on
Mm-hmm.
my phone, just like eating, like staying in bed, like not being really unproductive, and just like saying like I became kind of nihilistic. I was like, what's even the point of like
Right.
anything? And but then I realized like that's not a good way to live. That it's like, yeah, this happened, but it's like it's not what happens, but how you react to it. And I guess what really helped was like I started to like I picked up a book, and I was like, time to be productive, and I just started reading.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I just like picked up another book, and I kept reading, and then I was like just like I started meditating. And in the beginning I didn't really want to go out. I was really scared, and I started to like step out to like just go to the grocery store like for a walk, and honestly just like started to be more introspective and like hearing my thoughts and just like meditating and seeing like, okay, I am experiencing this and I am feeling this, and it's okay. Everyone has those depressive moments or anxious moments or even nihilistic moments.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, these thoughts do not control me. I control these thoughts. And it's just part of like the process, and it's normal to feel this way in like a worldwide pandemic.
Oh yeah.
But I can't let that kill me, because if this virus doesn't kill me, my own mental anguish,
Oh,
my
that's a
emotional
fact.
anguish is gonna end up killing me. So I'm like, all right, I'm safe from the virus, but it's like now, right now, I'm being my own biggest enemy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then just like becoming self-aware from that, and just like started reading this self-develop, like self-help book, and then just going back into the mindset I was before, and it was like, okay, this is just like a pause, and it's teaching me a lot of things, and it put a lot of things into perspective, you know. It made me realize that like, hey, life, like the future was always uncertain, like from the very beginning. Like life is always uncertain for everyone because you don't really know what's gonna happen in the future. Like you could be here today and like not be here tomorrow. Like knock
Oh
on
yeah,
wood.
for
Like I
sure.
hope like that doesn't happen, but it's a possibility, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
But then like this whole virus, it just made everything even more uncertain. But then that made me realize, damn, if it's like, and like, you know, with all the layoffs and then like, you know, work and stuff, and it's like, you know, people go into jobs for stability, and then like, I don't know, where you don't have it. It made me realize it's like, yo, I really need to, if I'm gonna face uncertainty, might as well face an uncertainty that could have a higher payoff, meaning following my passion of filmmaking. So
Mm-hmm.
I started like looking up into more things about that, doing creative projects that I love, because I always want to do like product management, but centered around like creative stuff, like this podcast, like, you know,
Right.
helping like produce it and like be a part of it. Something really creative and really organized, and something that, you know, has taught me a lot so far. You know, getting my own studio space with two colleagues, two friends to get like, you know, start like a small business and then like progress into that, you know.
Exactly.
And it just made me realize that it's like taking all that bad and it's like accepting it, you know, acknowledging it, not running away from it, and then just saying, okay, like time to like get over this, and just focusing on, and then I started to just focus on the things that made me happy. So it was like, you know, reading really like makes me happy because it goes with my values, my principles. I love
Mm-hmm.
acquiring knowledge. I love knowledge. I love literature. And I was like, I wasn't going, I was like staying away from that. And I was like, I should do that.
Yeah.
Meditating. I was like, why am I not doing the things that are really good for me? Like meditating. And to Hassan's point, drinking water, like 8 glasses a day is like, it's like a beautiful feeling. Like
Oh yeah.
seriously. And I feel like it's one of those things that people underestimate. And it's
For
like,
real.
before I used to feel so tired and like have no energy. And like now I'm just like, yo, like I need some water. It's like,
Hey,
Yeah.
throw some coconut water in there too while you at it.
That
yeah.
that's cheating, bro.
What the fuck?
I heard coconut water is pretty good
Nah, coconut
for
Yeah.
water is
you.
amazing, man. Especially having it fresh. If you've
Yeah.
never had this, just like when you travel to a tropical place, just find a vendor, have them like
Shit, they
have it in
got a
front of you
few.
shaving.
I've had it in the
Spots
city
here,
too. Yeah.
yeah.
It was
But
this vegan
sometimes
spot
like
where they have it. Like they
Yeah.
for
got a
real.
fresh coconut. You just throw a straw in it.
Mm. And like sometimes you even get to eat the flakes inside too with like a
Mm.
spoon.
Hmm.
Best feeling ever, bro.
But you know what? I
But
wanted to
yeah,
touch on
Patrick.
something.
Yeah,
So I think one thing too is that, Stanley, like you said, you had those like kind of like that 2 month kind of slump.
mm,
Yeah.
Hassan roller coaster ride. We'll get to me. But I feel like one thing, and I'm guilty of this, we can't really be like too hard on ourselves in life either.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that either of y'all were hard on yourselves. Maybe you were. I don't know. But I think that a lot of us get in this place like, damn it, I haven't done this. Like I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do. And I know I'm super guilty of it, but it's just like, there's time here. And then, like you guys said, like there is, hell, forget about tomorrow. Like the rest of the day ain't guaranteed. You know what I mean?
that's true.
So I feel like as long as you're like a respectable person and you're at least working on things, even if you only get to do a little bit at a time, like some days you only get to do a little bit. Like let's
Mm-hmm.
just be honest. Like
Yeah.
you might only get to do this much. Some days you might get to work all day. Some days you might get distracted by something else, but you still do something. So it's just like, it can be choppy, but as long as you're being respectable and you're doing the things that make you happy, it adds up. I don't really subscribe to the notion I used to where it's like, okay, you need to just go super, super hard every day, nonstop, no sleep. Cause nobody does that. Like you might do that for like a stretch, like maybe a month, but nobody does that 24/7. I
Yeah,
find it very hard to believe. Like you actually really need to rest. You need to recover. You need to again, I'm also a person that's guilty of going nonstop, like just.
So you burn out?
I usually don't burn out, but it's
What
like
the hell?
I mean, it takes a lot, you know what I mean? But when I do, when that does happen, I realize like, okay, like I need to like change up what I'm doing. So even now, like I've um stopped going to sleep. Like, even if one day I might want to watch a movie, I start doing that earlier in the day. So when I go to sleep,
Yeah.
I try to just listen to music or something like that. Like maybe practice. I've been trying to learn Spanish, so I'll do that. I'm on a 13-day streak on Duolingo, by the way. I have
Oh,
y'all
so
know.
Oh, I
Duolingo,
remember
Duolingo
Duolingo.
before bed.
You said
Yo,
what?
Duolingo always flirts with me, man.
Yeah, I remember the Duolingo bird, bro. I missed one day. He's like, "Where you at?"
Yo, he's
Say
like, hey, I miss you.
it.
I'm like, oh, who's texting me? Hey, it's freaking
It's your
Duolingo. I'm
best
like,
friend.
I
I'm like,
missed a
yo,
week.
leave me alone.
He's like, "If you don't get the back to here
Get your ass
and
back
learn
here.
this goddamn language, I swear to."
Oh my goodness. But
But no, I understand.
yeah.
Oh, damn. But like back to what Stalin said, the existential crisis thing. It comes in waves, man. Because sometimes you sit there and you're like, yo, it could really just end like all in like a matter of days. And
Yeah,
I feel like the world could not handle another pandemic in the midst of this, because then that's it.
Well, we in this country probably can't handle this shit. let's set some shit clear.
yeah,
um, and again, that's just due to, and I mean, for me, like I wasn't too shocked about the handling of that because again, people were so upset, and I'm like, what has this administration showed you that they would be capable of
Capable of
handling
doing anything.
much of anything?
facts.
Nothing. Like nothing. I don't get upset about stuff because like I mean at first like I was, but it's only because like damn, like I think it's just like a mixed bag of like emotions, I guess. So
Mm.
yeah, but sorry, continue.
I know, but I was saying, I don't. Back to the existential crisis thing. It's something that's become like really not popular, but regular for a lot of people to feel because,
Mm-hmm.
again, you're just people go. We go through our lives not thinking about what could happen tomorrow. Like if you have a good job, 9 to 5, you're like, okay, well, a Friday night I'm gonna go out with my friends. Saturday I'm gonna chill, brunch, do everything all day, go out at night. Sunday, relax, get ready for Monday. That's like how the regular person functions. And they're like, you've never sat down and even thought, oh, maybe I could lose my job. Wow, maybe I could get sick, maybe I could die. And I think this is bringing everything up to the forefront, and that is what's spiraling down into this form of existential crisis thing. To me, I feel like the world is gonna end anyways. Like sometimes I sit down and I'm like, okay, so what am I doing this for? Like, what if I get like what am I really struggling for if this thing is over anyways? Like, and then it gets even deeper. I'll even go as far as thinking of like my future, and I'm like, even if I do find someone or even if I do get married, do I want to bring kids into this sort of effed up world? And I'm like, okay, so no kids. And then it starts spiraling from there. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do anything because the world is over anyway. So F everything. I'm gonna just sit here and just like watch it burn. And that sort of mindset is slowly being not being propagated, but it's easier to get caught up in that. And you have to catch yourself thinking like that and reel it back to doing something you love. Because again, if you love doing something this much, it doesn't matter if you die tomorrow. I think you would die knowing, hey, at least I had the opportunity to experience doing something I genuinely enjoy doing. Unlike a huge chunk of the population that's stuck in the rat race. You're actually following your dreams, and even with the struggles and all the other sort of obstacles that come with it, it's still beautiful. It's still something you thoroughly enjoy. Like if I was to go to bed hungry, but still being able to work within the creative industry, I think I'm happy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I'm content, and it has to come back. That's how I get myself seen, and that's how I bring everything back to me. And also realizing that things are out of your control, no matter how much you think about it. You're just in control of your own mindset. and your own
Exactly.
feelings. The external stuff, as much as you don't
But
like it,
that can
is beyond
do,
your control.
I think that can do a lot to combat a lot of external things as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Changing
And
how you see it.
yeah, and it just reminded me of something that I feel like the viewers, there's a book like definitely that I feel like everyone should read in their lifetime.
We
mhm.
get
Whenever I
book
see like,
recommendations every freaking week. We should make
yeah,
what you
Timsy
call
Book
it.
Club.
Timsy Book Club. And
Mm.
every time I see people like reading it, even on the train, I'm like, all right, like this person is about to get woke as fuck. Because because it's like I like reading philosophy, right?
You go up to them like, "Are you awake? You woke, mate?"
Yeah. And it's like a lot of like the thing that you're talking about, like existential crisis, comes from like this French philosopher, literature writer named Albert Camus. He talks about it a lot. And
What's his
Okay.
existent
name?
Albert Camus, Albert, and then Camus.
What a last name, damn.
Yeah. And he wrote this book, which is probably like one of my favorite books. Well, this essay technically, and it's probably one of my favorite essays of all time, called "The Myth of Sisyphus." And in it, he talks about like the absurdity of life and how the realization of absurdity can happen at any point in your lifetime. But it mostly happens like when people have a midlife crisis. So
Mm.
when you hear someone say, "I have a midlife crisis," and you listen to them, it's because they're realizing the absurd and the absurdity of life. And he talks about that,
Yeah.
like what you said about like the rat race and what the meaning of it and the absurdity of life is pretty much that us as human beings, as conscious beings, we always want to have an answer to everything, you know. That's why
Oh
we have
yeah.
science. That's why we have like all these developments and innovation and you know, we're in outer space and like finding all these answers. But as human beings, like we always have questions and we want to know everything. And one of the biggest things that the biggest question that we've been asking ourselves from the beginning of time is what is the meaning of life? But the
To this
absurd
day.
yeah, but the absurdity of life is pretty much that we are gifted with this logical, rational thinking, like
Mhm.
curious brain, and we wonder this. But the absurdity is that the universe is silent and God is silent. Like we will never know the answer to that question. Like we will never, like no matter how long you think about it, like no one will ever have it. Like more intelligent people than me and like generations and generations of the human race have asked this and have not figured it out. And it's absurd. And like when you realize that like life has like truly, you know, that there's a possibility that life has no meaning. It was just a cosmic accident that we're here, you know. And that's the absurdity of it, that like humans are always going to be questioning. And then once you realize that, it's like, what's the meaning of it? And there is no meaning. It's like, why have I been doing this my whole life? Why have I been working a 9 to 5 when it hasn't brought me like happiness or meaning? Am I working towards like a future where it's just like consuming and it's just like, you know, am I doing something with purpose and that has meaning for me? You know, and then that's where the
Right.
crisis comes in, because you're like, holy
Damn.
shit, like have I wasted my life? Have I wasted time, you know? But it's like we have like recommendations of like, he says three things happen when like when you realize the absurdity of life.
Yeah.
And
Number one.
the first one is like you have to like completely just accept that life is absurd, and like you have to refuse asking those questions, because in this moment like you're never ever gonna like get an answer, you know. So might as well like not ask anything.
Okay.
The other one is like is
What is
realize
Patrick doing?
What?
Oh, I thought you were faking like typing the
Nah.
words. Oh,
I was just holding this.
the second one.
yeah, the second one is pretty much like not asking for like help from a higher power. You realize that like power is in your own hands, you know. It's like how
You
you
know what? I don't mean to cut you off, Stalin.
yeah
I was just thinking about that. For any of our viewers, uh, I'm not the most religious guy, and
I
yeah
am.
Mr. Not
Hmm.
yeah
So Light
Hassan
Skin
is
is. I was watching Who Killed Malcolm X, right?
yeah
And it's just crazy how like over time, like people just use this anything like, and I feel like religion is a beautiful thing. It can be, but how it just gets you, it can be used as a tool to just manipulate people and like gain power for yourself. Um, And I don't have all the answers. I don't know who was actually doing what. And I'm not talking specifically about that. Doc just kind of inspired these thoughts again. My belief has always been that you can believe in a higher power. I believe like there's someone created everything because I don't know, things just work. It's like, everything was designed a certain way. Yeah.
Synchrony, if that's a word.
Synchronization.
Yeah.
So I just feel that if you have whatever, if someone gave you this life, then there's a piece of that creator within you. So I've always looked at life as I need to give it meaning for myself. So it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
I never really seek all these answers because, like you said, you never know it. And everyone could come up with a different answer. So to me, it's pointless.
Yeah.
But
And
what are you about to say?
not one answer is completely true because these are reflections of other people on the same question that has plagued humanity for years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like sometimes with religion, like people always say, well, I respect this person religion. And some people do, some people or whatever. The reason I don't like it sometimes because it becomes combative and there's always a sense of this person has to be wrong, this person has to be right.
Yeah.
And
It depends on how you view the religion and the type of person that is within that religion. If you're a disruptive person to start with, the religion is not going to change you. You're going to find a way to manipulate the rules within it to suit your will. Like again,
I just feel like at the end of the day, any book you're reading, any scripture you're reading, any magazine, whatever, I don't know, whatever the case might be, that can't define you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can use it as like some sort of
guidance.
Yeah, a guide. You can pull something. Oh, like this actually worked for me. It's not gonna work in every situation, but maybe it worked for you like a few times. But I think we have to be open-minded and say, okay, like this will work here, this won't work there, and figure it out for your own. I just feel like it's weird when it's like, I'm not gonna stray away from this at all. Like nothing I do, like, and people go to fault for this. Like I've seen people like place a vote for somebody they probably shouldn't have because of religious beliefs. And I'm like, do they really believe what you believe in? No.
Or are they using the
it's
religion
just
to
yeah,
get votes
it's
or
another
something?
tool. But it's like we can't buy into anything because someone said, hey, I believe in religion. I have a voice. Hey, support me. And
Dude,
people
it's just
do
like
it.
jail. People become Muslim in jail just to get protection because Muslims don't get touched in jail. And I've seen it happen. Like if you're Muslim in jail, you're kind of immune.
Yeah.
Because of like, a history. But continue, Stalin. You were on number 2.
Yeah. So the first one is like I agree with all your points, and I think I want to touch on that too because I have like my personal beliefs on like religion because I was raised like a Catholic, and I don't really like now like say I have a religion, but I do believe in like a higher power. Yeah. Whether I call it God or the universe, I do believe it's like the same entity because it's like we came from either God or the universe. If we came from the universe, that's technically our God. And I feel like God created this universe and put a part of it in there, and then it gave us, because I do believe like the soul that we have and like the breath of life comes from somewhere else. Like that's to me is like for it to be a cosmic accident, it's just like, damn. Maybe it is, but it's just like really baffling to me. Yeah,
it's not even matter. You can't even quantify it. We could get deep in this conversation.
Yeah,
like really deep.
Yeah,
to the point where Zoom is gonna have to call the FBI to come in. Like, yo, they're going at it, man. Like
they listening, bro. They listening already.
FBI, man, you have no soul.
Yeah,
you're not an accident.
No, he says, yo, I'm subscribed. What you talking about?
Oh, sorry. Like
we lose one follower.
They're on to me, Steve.
His name is Billy.
Yeah, so going back to my the point about the absurd, it's like once you accept the absurd, you have 3 consequences. First one is revolt, where you reject asking questions about if life has meaning because you're never gonna have an answer to it. Second one is like freedom. So now that you realize that life is absurd and really has like no meaning, and like no one has the answer to that meaning. So all of society structures are just there in place for, for there not to be chaos and for people to have some sort of path. You realize that that's not the only way.
Yeah.
So now you have freedom to realize that like you are able to create your own meaning of life and create your own destiny. So like, if you wanted to, like for me, if I wanted to be a filmmaker, fuck it, I'm going to be a filmmaker. Like, why not? Like,
Right.
why should I stick to the social structure of the 9 to 5? Like, I get why that's there for certainty and stability. And for some people that works. But I need to, like, now that I realize that, like, I can create my own meaning. It's like, I'm not going to follow that because I don't feel like it goes with my values and my morals and that it's going to make me happy.
Yeah.
And then the last consequence is passion, which means that now that you know that you're going to reject like asking question, like that question that you're never going to get an answer to, now that you realize you have the freedom to do like what you want and the meaning of what you want your life to be, you have passion for the present moment, because now you realize that the only thing that truly matters is the present. The past is gone and the future is uncertain, just like how your questions are uncertain of what the meaning is. So that's like the end result of it, if you really accept the absurd, because some people never accept it. They just keep on questioning it and trying to find that higher being.
And that's what leads to the crisis. That's what, that's basically the feedback loop from hell. I don't know if you guys have read the subtle art of not giving a F. He talks about it where people just keep thinking and it just spirals down. Like, okay, I don't know what my life means. Why don't I know what my life means? Why don't I know what my life means? Like, they don't address the actual feeling of them being in the present, but just creating this sort of like, okay, so what if my girlfriend leaves me? Oh my God, what if I become really sad when she leaves me? What if, I don't find anyone else? What if I remain single for the rest of my life? And then you're just sitting there
think that
being anxious as hell.
What we spoke about last week, being proactive, I truly believe like you need to mentally prepare yourself for certain things, and learn from what has already happened to you. Well, if I can, I want to get back to this point. I'll just kind of recap like kind of where I was at with everything.
Oh
happening.
Yeah, Pat. Let us know.
So for me, like in the beginning, I would say my lowest wasn't, I guess maybe it's an emotional state, but
yes, it is, Patrick. It's all right. It's all right to feel emotions.
But it was I guess the fear of what I was prepared to do to get money, if or my resources. Cause I mean, I'll be honest with y'all, I've never ever been on unemployment, anything like that. So I'm just
I think this is the first time for all of us,
bro.
isn't it?
Yeah, me neither.
So it's like, I'm like, yo, I don't even know what this amount is gonna be. Like, is it gonna be enough? You know what I'm saying? Like you come from,
now you're just like,
nah, not even. But like for me, like I guess I was comfortable because I had my salary. Like, okay,
you had a great job.
It
was okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I like the people we work with. I like our team a lot. So I'll say that. But then once I like sat down and started to think, I won't share like what I'm actually saving for. I think I shared it with you too, and others that I trust. But I figured like, okay, again, going back to being proactive, but there is that uncertainty of what could happen, and not the uncertainty because for me, like for a while now, I've accepted my own mortality. Like it is what it is to me. Like I got this fear of like having to fight to the death naked if someone break into my crib.
Excuse me.
Hold I don't know. Like I'm like, yo, like
Patrick is the type of
yeah, yo, let me at least put some drawers on before we. I don't know. Like imagine like you fresh out the shower, someone walking your crib with a hammer, like you like, oh, like like I can't even.
Yo, my nigga, hold on.
Let me at least.
I know what you're gonna do. Just let me tie this. Some dignity before I
Yeah.
go. No, I feel like Patrick is the type to have an arsenal under his bed, like a full arsenal. Like you go under the rocket launcher. Royce the
No.
5'9" who? Royce the 5'9" got nothing on
Nah.
you.
But look, it's so I started. I put these financial goals into place for myself, and one I'm like super close to achieving. So in the case
We're
that
gonna achieve it, so I'll take 50%. It's all good.
ah, fuck out of here. Anyway,
Okay.
nah. So I was like, okay, well, what can I do if something like this happens again? And seeing how this country has handled everything, that we very well could be in the same predicament in a couple of months. So I'm
New
like,
York City, don't let us down.
what can I do to avoid like feeling like this again? Feeling like, okay, I'm willing to do whatever I need to do, and I know my mentality, like whoever's in my way is gonna get out the way, or I'm gonna move you out the way, like one of the two. So I'm like,
Like,
I
I feel
don't
like you're
really
about to
want
rob
to.
me.
I mean, look, man. Like, it's sad to say, but I feel like a lot of people felt the same thing. Like, yo, like I'm gonna have to get it, however I gotta get it. You know,
True.
if
Especially since the government isn't being too helpful.
no, and they don't want to be,
Yeah.
and that's the thing too. But so I accepted those realities, and then once I got the unemployment, like, okay, like I can work with this because I know I can be financially responsible. And
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing. Like literally, I don't think I've done anything. I think I've done like maybe a handful of things that's outside of like essentials. Like I love the shop. I mean, I love fashion.
We both
I haven't
love.
bought anything except drawers and socks. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I think that's what I was feeling. But now I'm just kind of in a place where, okay, we were talking about the podcast. Like, let's just start it. We started with the lives. Now we're here. Blah blah blah. You guys have been watching. You've been with
Started
us. You
from
know
the
the
gram.
story.
Now we're here. I'm sorry.
But you know, just accepting those things, accepting like, okay, like you guys said, like what's happening outside is out of my control. If someone's not wearing a mask, it's out of my control, and I don't really
I'll beat
feel
his
like
ass.
sitting there and like having some argument or confrontation with them. Like if they don't want to do the shit, I really don't care. Like they're not coming into my house. They're not going around people that I
Not
care
standing
about.
close to them.
Yeah, like it's whatever. Like they can learn the lesson the hard way if that were to happen.
Also,
I wouldn't wish it on nobody, but like if it were to happen to them, then I guess they know what they have to do.
To cut them
Afterward.
some slack though, sometimes you do forget because we lived a totally different life prior to this pandemic.
Oh yeah, you could.
So there's times where I had to like rush back home, like
Exactly.
I was going about my day, just like walking, listening to music, singing, and then this lady was like, "Excuse me," I was like, "How the hell is she talking to me?" And then she goes, I was like, "Oh," so I had to like ran all the way back home, put on a mask, and then go back.
But you were being courteous of it. I mean, it's like I said, I think early on, like I was caught up in like just staying updated with things of that nature. I'm like, you know what?
Stop checking. New York Times is going off for that every 5 seconds.
Yeah, like whatever. Who cares about them? But it's like, it's what I accepted too is that all this administration is trying to do is get y'all to pretty much be numb to this and feel that, hey, there's nothing wrong. And I just want people to know, like, there's no benefit for them. So when these theories and everything like that comes out, it's like, who's benefiting from it? All these billionaires, millionaires, whoever, they want you to get back to work.
Bill Gates is in the middle of the ocean, still in the middle of the ocean. He was like, I'm out.
Yeah, and it's like, come on. And I think I got into that too, like trying to debate and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care about any of that.
What can I do?
What's happening right now is what's happening. So I really just looked internally and say, okay, what can I work on? So I think what's been positive for me is doing this. Even like learning more about YouTube. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, YouTube is a school.
No, I said you too. like the
Oh,
both of you.
damn. My bad. I gotta go on a YouTube.
Wait, you
Tiring.
two the band?
Yo, what's up with Apple giving us that free freaking album? I didn't want it.
Yo, not for
Oh,
nothing though. I heard
It
that
go,
they had some
it
heat
kind
ass
of goes
songs.
hard. It kind of goes hard. It kind of
Yeah.
goes hard. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
I just got around to listening to it.
you two's a classic, bro.
No, they are. They are. But like it got annoying. I barely had any space on my phone back then. And like I'm like, yo, I don't need this. And you can't delete it. It's there.
Nah, but and then even working on my
On the weekend,
relationship,
like usual.
and then, I think all of those things kept like start to build up a positive mindset,
Yeah.
and I think it's healthy, and looking at other things that I'm doing as an individual. So I feel like, we all have a responsibility to take care of our planet. So just doing different things where I just ordered these things like these, when you go to the store and you put like your vegetables in that little plastic bag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got some reusable like cotton mesh bags
Okay.
to
Beautiful.
replace that. Just doing different things, being more conscious of like what I'm doing to recycle. Like I'm very like aware of like what
Big
I'm
on
putting
that.
in my body. Like I like to be healthy, but not so much of like what I'm putting on my body. So even like E and I, like there's some, what the hell is the app called? Damn, give me 1 second.
They
I'm
didn't
just trying
pay us,
to.
so about to bleep their name out.
It's called Think Dirty. So you can look up like cosmetic. Nah, look. Just because that's how you be thinking. But not like.
That sounds like I don't need an app.
He said, he said, shit, what's on there?
Wait, you sure it's not my app? You sure I make this?
Nah, but it shows you like different, cosmetic products. So like your shampoos, your deodorants, your
For guys, do they have it for black guys? Because they don't usually make stuff for my type
they
of-
had like a little section on there for like black owned things. So it might be something like that. But again, and those things, some of those are really good for the environment as well. So, now I'm like, just feeling better about what I'm doing as an individual. So I think it's just been like all of those, and then just trying to really like work on personal projects. And again, like I had to get out of that space of I have to do everything. Okay, I have this time. I have to get all this done. I'm like, it's impossible. You're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So not everything is important. And I think that's a mindset I had to adopt as well too. Like not everything is super important. Like a lot of this shit can wait. Like I want to, the brand that I want to work on. Like I'm not gonna have the brand up, running, launched, brick and mortar store or whatever, fully online store.
Yeah.
All this by the end of
On that
the
note,
lockdown.
actually,
You know what I
on
mean?
that
Like,
note,
go ahead.
I want people to know if you have a brand, just releasing the products is just not enough. I feel like a lot of people rush that aspect.
yeah.
They want people to know, hey, I have a product and here is it. But then like the business aspect of it, nothing is
much
set
work.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why whenever people ask about my brand, I'm like, no, I'm taking a break. I need to set a plan in place or some form of machine. So when the products start coming out,
Exactly.
it's not like there's nothing to back it up. There's everything. There's a website, there's marketing, there's emails, there's,
And that takes time.
that takes a lot of time. Dude, I told you I wrote like 30 pages of like handwritten like business plan stuff just because. So I want people to understand that just because you can make a t-shirt and release it doesn't mean your brand is stable. Just again, go back to the basics, take your time, create some form of plan, create a team.
But do start on it.
Oh yeah, do start on it.
And that's been my mistake because I'm super like I get one of my biggest faults is like trying to make everything perfect. Like I love to I'm very like meticulous, very like this has to be
regimented.
y'all work with me, like have worked with me, whatever. Like
Starling's like, oh yeah, I know.
like I
You
like
know how many
to.
shirts you made me fold, nigga?
But it's like, I it just bothers me. Like I'm like, hold on, like this is not right. Like I need to go back. And I feel like that could be a good
OCD.
thing sometimes, but like in this case, it's not, because it's something that I really wanted to work on. But I'm like, I'm working on like one thing over and over and over and over and over again. But I'm like, if you want it to be super perfect and just completely perfect, no faults whatsoever, it's never gonna be there. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like erase that thought and erase those thoughts in my life pretty much altogether. It's gonna be a work in progress to not have that cap me again, but it's been really beneficial to just say, okay, like this is not gonna be what you want. And I think everyone should take that into account in their own lives. Like, okay, even if you have full creative control over something you're doing, it could be the smallest thing, but it's like it might not turn out exactly how you want it. But as long as it turns out to be something that you thoroughly love, enjoy, and
Do it.
just can't get enough of, then I feel like that's good enough at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of been my little
Your
journey.
journey.
Yeah.
So I think to cap everything, you've learned that not everything is in your control, and it's okay to take a break and just relax sometimes, and not always be like, I have to get this done all the time,
Yeah.
and have that form of like thing in the back of your head. I
Yeah.
feel
Like,
like we're programmed from our jobs though, because like usually there's just tasks you have to do, so it's sort of like the way you're moving. You wake up in the morning, you're like, okay, I need to do this, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that, and we barely ever
but you know
take the
what? I
time
think it's because what we've
to
been
chill.
conditioned to think is that, and I feel like every motivational thing that we see is, you gotta get up, you gotta hustle, you gotta make the most every day, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. If you don't do this, this won't happen. Da da da. Like, yes, those things are true, but you
Yeah.
don't have to do that every single day. Some days you might have a movie day. Some days you might, like even yesterday, I went bike riding again with E and her sister, and
It
then
was
her
fun, innit?
sister's friend. Yeah, like you got the workout in. I like to work out. We rode for like 14 miles altogether. And it's like,
Freaking maniac.
but it's like, yo, like we had fun, came back, had some vegan food, enjoyed that, and just
Wow,
chilled
why
out.
wasn't I invited? I was in the city.
I know next time.
Mm,
But like that's good. You need those things. But that doesn't mean I'm not a hustler. Like I always get after it. But you need to like have a mental break and just relax. Because
just
guess
yeah.
what? You can't just be there all the time. And that, to your point, like I do think that work mentality pours into our everyday lives.
Mm-hmm.
But even with work, and Samara told me this, and it's just like, she's like, yo, like just whatever you don't get done, just
Shout out to
leave it here.
Samara.
Yeah, big shout out to Samara.
Yo, facts. Shout out to Samara.
The only one showing her heart. She knows how I feel. I miss you,
So
Samara.
I feel I got to do it too.
Yeah, there we go. Big shout out
There we
to
go.
Samara. She would
Nah.
love this if someone sent a screenshot. Like, all of us doing this.
I got to put this up. Nah, but no, like it, and it's not like I haven't heard this before, but I do consider her a friend and someone that I can trust. She's like,
Yeah.
yo, like if you can't get it done, she's like, it's literally gonna be here. And I say that to a lot of people too, but for like other things. But when it comes to work, business, like I treat it completely different. But I'm like, hold on, like, yeah, you're right. Like the work, the company, whatever, it's not going anywhere. Like it's literally, it will still be there.
It's still
I mean,
here after the pandemic. So.
yeah, like it's not going anywhere. Like there's no, like, what's the rush? And I was like, you know what, you're right. Like you're right. You're absolutely right. Like anything that I need to get done, work should allow me the time to get it done at work.
Yeah.
If
And
they're
you should
not
probably
allowing
not
you that
take work at
time,
home.
then you should probably rethink, where you're working at.
Mhm.
Now, if it's just like something like every now and then, like once in a blue moon, where it's like, damn, like, whew, like, all right, well, let me take this back and work on it. Cool. But I feel like if you're doing that all the time, maybe question the place you're working at,
Oh,
you
or
know?
maybe ask yourself, what am I trying to escape from? Because people
Yeah.
would get lost in their work, but usually it's because they don't want to address certain things that's happening in their life. My last, like, I think this was, when was this? Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when I was talking to Thursday, actually, I was talking to my therapist. I was telling her, "Oh, I did this, I'm doing that, and then that." I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh, you're being so productive," but then she hit me with, "So what are you running away from?" I was like, "Oh, damn, why you have to do that?" Like I actually had to take a seat in the middle of Macy's. Like, all right, let's talk then. You got me, ha ha ha. So sometimes, like when you find yourself doing a lot of things that bring instant gratification, like let's say,
Yeah.
oh, instead of working on my business plan, I'm cleaning the entire house. I'm like, finding every nook and cranny to like, or leaving the house trying to find something to do outside, knowing damn well I have this thing to do. It's because I'm trying to run away from it, or something is pushing you to um what do you call that thing? Not
Hmm.
pander, but when you're projecting onto something else.
You know what? I think something I've identified, and maybe the both of y'all could speak to it too, is that I feel that when we're first starting something, or even it doesn't have to be like the first thing that we're doing for something, but it could be a new aspect of it, is that all right, maybe I won't be good enough to do this or that.
Yeah.
So I've even like even with our podcast, like I'm like, damn, like that's why I was asking y'all, like I want to help with, you know, maybe editing or this and that, like show
Oh
me
yeah.
just in case like, you know, someone can't do it or just to learn.
Yeah.
But I had to sit back and think, like, well, what am I good at when it comes to the podcast? What do I bring to it? So I felt like, okay,
Awesome
like,
conversations.
oh my God, thank Howard. But but no, it's like sometimes you have to sit back and just say, look, like there's a ground level for everything. And with everything, there's gonna be a different skill level. But that doesn't mean that you can't be successful in it. So there's different levels to
Yeah,
everything. Like, and that
exactly.
you shouldn't diminish your own success or measure it, to someone else's success. And just because you're not there when they
Yeah.
were there at a certain age, that doesn't mean that you can't surpass them either. Uh, so I think that's one thing to take into account as well. Like we feel like, damn, like, and I think again, maybe with your business plan, it's like, I need to have it like this. I want it to look like this. I need to get it. I want laminated copies. I want this. I want that.
Laminated
I don't know.
copy.
Like, but you know what I mean? Like we get
Oh
into
no,
this
no,
whole like
yeah, mind thing.
just like I this. And I'm like, what you need to do is just to have something that is simple to read through, understand, and digest, and everything is there that anyone could probably understand. That's
Simple.
probably the best thing. You can always go back and reformat something, make something look nicer. But if the, what's there, like whatever,
The
the meat and
message.
potatoes
Yeah.
ain't there, like nobody's gonna care. Like if you have a
Mm.
little circle graph with smiley faces all over it, like, and it looks nice, like cool, it
Hey,
looks nice, but people be like, what the fuck is this?
a smiley face.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing is like I feel like a lot of people don't realize that you play a lot of different roles in life, and you gotta like really like focus on those because it's like for me, it's like I'm not just a filmmaker, but I'm also a son, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, and it's like I have to do things that like bring positivity and good actions and reaffirm those relationships and things that I value, So it can't
Right.
always just be like work, work, work. Like, yeah, that's a priority, but I also need time to like, spend time with like my family, like my friends, my
Friends.
nephew. Like I always give at least like an hour
Shout
of
out
play
to
time to my
Aiden.
nephew. Yeah, and it's like he actually brings me so much positivity and like energy in life, And it's like I need that to give that to him because it's also like I want him to be like to learn more and grow more. And it's like whenever I'm playing with him, I'm always doing things that are like, stimulating his mind,
Oh yeah,
And I feel
and you
like,
know what? I think that they need you as well, and I've been
Yeah.
thinking that as well. It's like, we see things where it's like, okay, I'll just say something like, you know, you see certain family issues. It's like, okay, this person has that issue. That person has an issue. Like, what the fuck is going on? But it's like maybe I can be that positive impact to
For the kids,
plant
yeah.
these seeds in all these people's heads to make things a little bit different. And I feel like they need you as well. So sometimes it's like, damn, like I don't got time. But it's like, you know what? Fuck it.
You
Come
should,
with
yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, you should.
I'm yeah, sorry.
I'm like that with my nieces too. I love those kids. Honestly, like if like I see it this way, if I was to have like a lot of money, I probably would like just take them in because of how much I love them, and I call them my kids because they need that sort of positive influence in their life. And sadly enough, not to say they don't get it from their parents, but like you know how kids just love to just be kids and play
Oh
around,
yeah.
and they don't
Yeah.
get that. And whenever I'm there, you could tell they miss that. Or
Facts.
like taking them to, I took them to the first movie and they were ecstatic.
It's always
We
the
just
uncle,
talk,
bro. The aunts and
yo, best
uncles.
uncle out here,
They out
man.
here, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I think about them like all the time, and like sometimes they'll even take the phone randomly and call me, and to me, that's like that makes my day. So shout out to my nieces, man. I love you, Nastia and my dear. You guys are like my world.
Yeah.
Bro.
And Aiden, when you're older and you hear this, like, I love you.
Yo, Aiden, come on. When you're older and you hear this, get your money from Stalin, man. He puts you all up in those projects, man. You better get your royalties, bro.
Nah, bro. He'll be making his own project. See, and
Nah.
that's the thing. It's like even now, like he kind of knows like what a camera does, and he knows when I'm editing. So it's like that aptitude, and it's like if I can teach him that from a very young age, and he likes it and wants to, like, yo, he's gonna be like a master in filming.
Yeah.
He better walk on set. Yeah, Stalin, they said they don't need you no more.
The boss baby. Boss
Excuse
baby.
me?
Hey, wait, hold
Boss
hey.
Hey, where you got that camera from?
Hey, what the hell?
He's like,
He
Type
started
of
his own.
he's like, yeah, let me get a light here, here, and here.
You do this, you do that. Momentous, my ass.
Oh man.
It's a dentist, nah.
Man.
Shout out to Mementos, actually. I really like.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking. I told you, I'm a fan now. I'm actually looking forward to every new episode. Like I'm
Thanks,
glued.
man.
I'm
Thanks,
like,
man.
okay, when is the next one?
That's not
'Cause
me.
it's
That's not me.
really great. It's
Go
not
me in the
you.
comments.
You know, I really like it, but I've been waiting quite a while for the follow-up. When is it happening?
Come on, man. Give the people what they want. Not Momentous is
People
actually
gotta wait.
people gotta wait to eat. I
Yeah.
think it should also break them out in seasons. I feel like that would be great. Like unlimited amount of episodes per season.
I feel like it's like just like a passion project, but it's gonna help me like just learn more. And like as I keep doing more things, you're just gonna see the progression. Like like the better camera I get, or like the better composition, or probably at one point I probably like it won't even be like just like an actual moment. It might be like me recreating a moment in the skit. That way I practice directing, you know, and like channeling actors and cinematography. It's like I have this memory, but it's like I can't go back in time, but
How can I recreate it?
I can recreate it by writing like a script and like doing it, you know. So I thought the project too, and I was like, yeah, like it'd be really great because it can go in many different ways.
Yeah. And the response to it has been amazing too. Like on Instagram, a lot of like friends were sharing it. Leo was all excited about it. It was beautiful. You captured that moment really well. And you know what's crazy? I didn't actually see you shoot it.
That's I was mad low key.
Like and like most of those moments were real.
It was like this.
I'm like, wait, how did you see what? When was that laughing like that?
Crack in the door somewhere.
It's just like an eye.
I'm like 3 buildings away with like a huge lens. I'm like,
where's Stalin go?
Hey, what? Hey, that could go really badly.
Wait, hold on.
I
You
just
wasn't
text
there at that time.
I text the son, yo, can you move a little to the right?
Imagine being in your apartment here. Could you move a little over to your right real quick? Yo, 911.
Oh, you got the wrong number. Like, nah.
Nah. I see you wearing nothing but your blouse.
Operator.
Excuse me, this is my alone time. I'll have you know.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like, see, doing like a stuff like that, like a self project, like just shooting and editing something to learn. It's like we were saying, like that's something that's gotten me out of like bad
Slump,
feelings and
right? Yeah.
emotions too. You know, it's like creating. And it's just like something that I value and that I like. And it's like those, like even those little things. Like it might seem like some people like are like they're like, how'd you shoot this? Like what'd you do? And I'm like, so, yo, I just
I
shot.
just
It's like,
shot it.
you know, and it's
Right.
usually like the little things in life that like really bring positivity, like drinking water, meditating, uh, playing a sport or working out or getting proper sleep. You know,
That's
proper
slept
sleep
on.
is very
That's
important.
slept on.
Spending time with friends and family, and it's usually the little things. And I feel like people focus too much on like wanting to live like a life of excess, and I feel like it's also like American culture
Yeah.
and what we're always bombarded with in the media. And it's like I need to
You need to
travel.
have a balance.
I need to travel. I need to like be all over like over the world. I need to have like all these things to be happy and positive. But it's like
And it's based on
no,
what you see too.
yeah,
Because like when excuse me, Instagram always gets the bad end of the stick. Instagram is good sometimes when you're using it for business, but you go on there and you've seen people do this, do that, they're
yeah,
traveling, this person's got a new job, and instinctively you might not even help it. It's kind of you're kind of subconsciously comparing yourself to it. You don't even know you're doing it, but you're like, ooh, but what if I was doing this? Oh, you feel like I haven't done enough, you know?
But see, that's
It's
a
that state of things. Just like constantly being bombarded with that and feeling like you'd have to catch up in a sense.
yeah. But that, I think that's the thing is that you can't get caught up in. I feel like when like early on in college, like I had that, looking at certain things like, damn, like once I get my degree, I can do this, I can do that, and I'm like,
Yeah,
life don't work like this. Like it's
yeah,
so complex, and
that
it's
degree
like,
does nothing, bro.
yeah, like you don't know how this person got to this, whatever. If they're on an island, and maybe they're like our age, like I doubt like they're just there out of their own personal wealth. For all you know, it could be a family vacation. It
Yeah.
could be they could be there. Maybe they did go on their own, but maybe they struck some deals,
So
found
what if
some
they
good flight.
did? That's on
Yeah,
them. I
and
don't
if
give a
they did,
damn.
that's cool.
Like,
But then some people, you got to realize how sick this world is. It's like people will go places just to take pictures at a place, and
and
it's like
leave.
you booked this whole trip
Oh, flight.
just to take pictures in front of these things that other people took pictures at. And it's like, that's, I don't know, to me, that's like fucking insane. Like,
You know what I do
people are
actually?
crazy. Go ahead.
Whenever we go out to eat, like with friends, and they want to start taking pictures of the food,
Oh my
I
God.
just
I
mess it up.
hate that shit.
I mess mine up. Like you never catch my food in that
Like,
picture.
eat. We came here to eat and talk. Look, I didn't come here to talk to you in your phone. Put your phone in your fucking pocket and let's just eat. Like,
yeah.
literally, like, I'm not big on like capturing every fucking moment.
For
Like,
what? What are you
it's
capturing it
just,
for?
yeah, it's like, you gonna keep this picture? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, if you are and you just like to take the pictures, cool, whatever. But some people, it's like, really, like, you're gonna share this and then you're gonna film us at dinner. And if it's something like whatever, if Stalin wanted to do that, I would understand that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a creative project of this.
But if it's just, but if Stalin wasn't doing any of that, and if every time the three of us went somewhere and Stalin was just, oh, hey y'all, let's get a group picture. Oh, wait, hold up, put your plates together. Hold up, put your glasses together. All right, hold up, let's get
You
another
just see
picture by the door. Hold up, let's
you
do.
just see an empty plate in front of you. Quick.
I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what happened to just like connecting with people? And who, I can't remember. It was one athlete that said that, and they're like, well, why do you don't have an iPhone? You have a smartphone or this and that. And they were like, yo, because I don't care about this stuff. He's like, if I go out somewhere, I want to just go out somewhere and
Be
just
present and
relax and enjoy
doing
that stuff.
yeah.
Like, if I want to get a couple pictures, cool. And I told that, like, Ian and I did this, like, when we went to Cali. I was like, I'm not here to like post a bunch of shit. Like, I'm not with that. So we got a Polaroid camera and just took pictures that way
Much
because
better.
it's our vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our moments, our pictures. Oh, you took a couple with your phone here and there, but like, I don't think we
Not the
posted
whole
any of those.
entire
And it's just
time.
like,
Just
yeah, like
I
enjoy
have
what's
this
happening.
one friend that whenever we travel together, he's just always what you gonna call him? Always trying to go to these on these adventures he's seen other people go to, but it's not just to go there and experience it. Let's say he wants to go on the mountain. He gets
Yeah.
up there. We've scaled this whole mountain, and this is just him. And I hate it. Yo, it irks me so. Sometimes I don't even go. I'm like, you guys go. I'll stay home, and I'll just
Yeah.
walk around the neighborhood because
And
it's
that's
like you just want to go there for a picture. Like I don't care. I don't care about that place, man. You saw it on
yeah.
Instagram, cool. But I don't. Honestly, I'm just here. Like when I travel, I like talking to people more and experiencing the place than
Hmm.
just going somewhere that's picture worthy.
Exactly.
To me, like those conversations and those experiences stay with you more.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, so we're talking about this like all of us love creativity. When you're in a slump, how do you feel that kind of like clogs your creativity or maybe like slows it down? Or maybe it just stops it altogether.
You you told me this actually. Remember when I spent like I think 7 8 hours just editing this one fashion outfit video that I was
Mhm.
super excited about, but every single time when I upload it, like half of it is cut off. I think you just told me, yo, if it's not working, just put it aside. You can't force it enough because it was
Yeah.
getting me pissed off. And that's my take on everything. Sometimes when I sit here and try to come up with like concepts and designs and it's not flowing, I don't force it because that inspiration strikes you at random times. You could be
Yeah.
watching a movie and you see a
It
scene
might
and you're
take
like,
you
okay,
like a month to get inspired by something, but
yeah,
when you get that inspiration, like, yo, this is real. Like this is very much
yeah,
real. Like now I can go out there and
and
whatever,
yeah,
I don't know, whatever lane of creativity that you're doing, now you
hmm
can go out there and put that into place.
yeah. So whenever I'm in a slump, I don't force it. I will most likely direct it into something else, which is why it's good to have multiple hobbies that you thoroughly enjoy. So
Hmm.
when I was in that creative slump when it came to design and fashion, I switched it to calisthenics and I started learning the new skills in calisthenics. I'm learning how to do the L sit. I can hold it for like I think 10 seconds now. I'm trying to do the frog stand. Yeah, bro. Shout out to me, man. I could do. I'm learning how to do the frog stand, and it's slowly gonna transition into like a handstand push up. So I'll just like switch it to something else that I enjoy, or even coffee making, tea making, or just cooking.
There you
So
go.
find different outlets to put that into something that's positive, something you thoroughly enjoy, or even going out to just hang with friends. I realized that I wasn't doing that in the pandemic where like I haven't seen a bunch of my friends in a while. Which brings me to the topic of balance. You can't just do one thing and like keep it at that one thing all the time.
Exactly.
Balance.
Yeah, you're gonna burn out. So find time for like friends, find time for your hobbies, find time to do things you love outside of your genuine passion. And if it's not flowing, don't force it. So reading, working out, friends,
Hmm.
coffee, tea, these are things that make me happy.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'll try to whenever one is lacking, I'll just move to the other one, focus on that one, and then slowly it starts to reel back in.
But you know
Because
what?
now, yeah, you were saying.
Even I feel like even if you're whatever, if you're cooking or something, you might be like, all right, I want to go. I know for me, like I need to get new like pots and pans, like a new set.
Exactly. See,
But
same actually.
there was a like a picture frame, and there was kind of like this the way I don't know, like the
Curvature.
design in the frame was shaped for the brand I'm trying to work on. I showed you, but it's like
Oh yeah.
that curve for like the top part that I showed you came from how that looked in the picture frame. So like, okay, I got to
Mm,
get this down and like
see.
rework this. And it's like I would like before I'm just like trying to force myself to do this, but it's like, oh shit, like I see this in the picture frame. It's like,
While you were cooking
why
and
not
looking
try
for
it?
utensils,
Yeah, like why
you
not
know.
try it? So
Exactly. So if you don't force it, the inspiration literally comes from. It's crazy. As soon as we're talking, I looked at something and like it just hit me.
yeah.
I'm gonna write it down, but.
Was that was the edible?
No, 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 Muslim, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was edible water.
Edible arrangements.
Edible arrangement. Ah,
Oh, who
but
sent these, huh?
oh, it's from me to me.
Well, there's a
But
hurricane today. Might as well treat myself. All right, Stalin.
Big
What
old
about you,
basket and
man?
just popping berries.
I feel like, yeah, like you need to take a break. Like whenever I'm in a slump and I don't feel like editing or like creating or even filming, I'll be like, all right, that's fine. Like let me watch a movie or let me read. Like reading is like one of those
Stimulates your
things that
mind.
really stimulates my mind. And I think like we gotta accept that feeling slumped or like discouraged or like feeling like our work is not good enough is part of the process. I was reading this book, Screenplay by Sid Field, and he said he touches upon that because he's like it's a true thing that like you're gonna have writer's block, you're gonna have like this critique in your mind because we are our biggest critique, saying that like you're not good enough or you can't figure out how to write this, and you're gonna keep hearing yourself saying, yeah, maybe you're not a good writer, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Why are you even trying to,
Yeah,
And
what
he
do you know?
says, that's fine. He was like, even the greatest of the greatest go through this. He was like, but don't let it get to you. Don't run away from it either. He was like, write it down, write a critic's page. And every time you feel like you hear these judgmental thoughts, write it down and then review it later on. And you'll see that most of the time it's the same repeated stuff, But don't run away from it because that makes it worse. Just accept it. Accept that you're critiquing yourself, that you're in a slump. But that's the first step, and then work through it. If you need a break, go ahead, take a break,
Right.
but like don't lose sight of the vision and just go back, because it's like no one is great in the beginning, and you just got to accept that. Like you're going to have like work that you're not going to be proud of, or that other people aren't proud of, or that people don't get recognition from. And I'm like, and I was talking to someone, I forgot who I was talking to about, like, yeah, I got out of my head, but it was talking about Instagram, about how like they feel like their work isn't getting recognized on Instagram enough. And I'm like,
But you're creating.
There's so many other channels too, though.
yeah, but I'm like, yo, like maybe it's like, as long as it's true to yourself, it doesn't matter, because people will start to like recognize later on, but people are like, they're very quick to congratulate, but they're not quick enough to support.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
that's
one
the
thing you have
thing.
to understand.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're doing it for yourself, continue that, because that's a good reason to do it. If you're doing it for other people, then that's a really bad thing, and you should reconsider why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it for someone else, like, you're never gonna accomplish like something tangible, because no one's ever gonna have like the like the same opinion or like your work. There's gonna be people that don't like your work, and that's fine.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there's gonna be people that like your work, and that's fine as well. And I just feel like, yeah, like being slumped is just part of the process, and just accept it. Like do something that gives you like some sort of like therapy. Accept that you're in a slump, accept those critiques, but don't let it get to you. Just acknowledge it and be like, that's not me. Like those are just like my thoughts, but my thoughts don't control me. I control my thoughts and I control my emotions. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, just like reading, meditating helps a lot. Like I said, I was gonna say I'm gonna be talking about meditation a lot. Meditation.
You guys want to meditate in the next episode at the beginning of it?
Hanging out with friends.
Patrick,
We need
no.
The gong.
A mantra.
That old.
Bro.
We will get Janae Aiko in here.
Bro, I'm up to
Calm down.
I'm up to 18 minutes of meditation per day.
18. That's
Oh
beautiful.
wow.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah, like one sitting. But sometimes like at like minute 15, like my eyes open and I'm like, damn it. Like, but I forgive myself. And then I just go back to like meditating. It's gonna take time, but I have felt like my mind has been like more clear, and my emotions have been like more clear. Like I feel like I haven't had like an outburst of like emotion in a while.
That's what's up.
And it's really, really like really surprising. Even the other day I almost had one and I caught myself. I was like, wait a minute. Why?
Yeah.
I was like, hold up.
I'm not gonna slap the shit out you today.
Yeah, I was like,
you better hope I meditate tomorrow.
See where Patrick goes. See where Patrick goes with it. I'm not gonna smack you today. Like it's
all right.
You need to meditate.
Look. What is one thing today y'all are gonna do to promote positivity? Go.
Come over and I'm probably gonna cook for him or make him a cup of tea. I think that'll make me happy that I'm giving him that cup of tea. So That's one thing
Yeah.
I'm doing to promote sharing my time with him. That's one
Okay.
positive thing I'm doing today.
Yeah.
What about you, Stalin?
I'm gonna go pick up some equipment for a shoot. So I'm gonna test out the equipment and show with my friend because my friend just kick back and talk about like a project. He's like doing my emotionally like thing.
What is that Sonny? Or what?
Yeah, Beyond Sunny.
Yeah.
So I just want to see how he's doing and just like talk about like projects and like music video. Just talk about that. Just like sure, like yeah, I know we always tell us guys creative. I know like sometimes you're in a slump, but it's like be afraid to like share with me. Yeah, I know what that feels like, and it's like spread that, and then just like probably visit like my godbrothers. Like I haven't seen my godbrothers in a minute, so hang out and kick it back with them because I've known them for so long. Like my godbrother, like I've known him for literally 24 years. Like we have pictures in the same crib together. Like it's insane,
That's crazy. Tiny little babies.
Yeah.
Still bullying the hell out of him as a child.
Nah, I'm a sweetheart.
Nah, I feel even as a child. It's like nice to be here.
Yeah. How about you,
Patrick?
Today I'm gonna do some drawing. I love to draw. I think I've told you guys this. Like art has always been something I'm passionate on. And then drawing for the brand as well too. So get my little figure out, get the tracing paper, and just try to come up some like just a couple of concepts I have in mind for when I get some samples made. And then get some proper sleep. E, love you, but trying to sleep in the same bed as this woman is crazy. Like,
niggas, there was one positive thing you're doing, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna call
look.
I'm gonna call."
Bro, I be on the edge of the bed, like literally the edge. I remember one time, like I went to just like roll over, I almost fell off this joint. Like I'm like, I need a seatbelt, like a seatbelt on the bed or something. I'm like, yo, man, like I'm like, how it like you not? It's what I'm saying. It's like you act like you sleeping next to some wide body ass motherfucker. Like it's like, come on, man. Like it'd be like this much of the bed open, and it's like she's just over here, like
yeah.
I'm like, man, come on.
Nah, you know what's the worst? When you be sleeping with your significant other and then they just like and they wrap themselves up in a blanket and I'm just like
so F me, right?
I'm just like
I'll take anything you have.
Nah, I'm a little like I'll straight up like roll them out and just like push them. This
is my blanket.
Hey, hold up, man.
I've done that. I would like wake up and I'm like, man.
Give me that. Well, I can't relate. I have my blanket to myself, and that's an amazing feeling. See? That's what you get, man. You got to go to their places, not yours. You know what I'm saying? You come.
I'm talking about my place.
Yeah, Patrick. All right, we'll get you a new blanket, man. We'll start a GoFundMe. Get this nigga a new blanket, man, because that'll be something positive in his life.
Donated by Charlotte.
Donated by Charlie. The Charlie blanket.
Finish that Malcolm X doc. It's really like I don't really like it, but whatever. I'm gonna finish it. So.
Oh, Netflix.
Yeah, it's all right.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's like this build up of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I was there, and yeah, they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I want to see like another autobiography, biography, biopic of like Malcolm X.
Yeah,
I want to see another one.
I might watch the Denzel Washington one on.
Oh, Spike Lee.
Yeah, I might watch it again on Netflix because I watched it like a long time ago as a kid, and as a kid you're not like mentally stimulated enough to understand certain specific things. So I'll give it another watch to see how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I always felt like even if I were to in the future, I would want to do like a biopic just of a specific point in his life. And I feel like for me, like the most like whenever this biography, like the most like powerful part was when he went to Mecca and he traveled through Africa. And I
Yeah.
feel like the movie didn't really cover that
Yeah.
much because
They're
and I
trying to
feel like
sell.
that's the part that I would want to see. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
in the future, if you ever see like uh, a biopic is in the works,
This is
I'll be
five
like,
dollars.
We
yeah,
know
Put
who's
it out
behind
there.
it.
yeah,
It's gonna happen.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Most definitely.
All
Well,
right.
all right, guys. But one last thing, why is
What
it
up?
so important to have a positive outlook on life as well as a positive outlook on yourself? And what does it help with?
Because
Uh,
first of all, if you're negative, let me put this away before I hurt myself.
well, look, I'm gonna say this. One of the things I always tend to say, maybe I don't think I've been saying it that as much recently, but I feel like if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else
Mhm.
will. So I think life can be very simple. It's just I feel like we add all these different
External.
yeah, like intricacies to it, make it very much more complex than it has to be. Uh you know, if I don't believe in my work, if I don't feel good about myself, other people are going to start to feel the same way. And that could be, oh, you're a negative person, or damn, like you're always down, or is there something wrong with you, or like you
Yeah,
Is
need
there
help,
something
or
wrong with?
no, like these are things people say, right?
Yeah.
So you need to have that belief in yourself, but a true belief, not a I'm going to put this mask on and just go parade around. Like, no, like I feel good about myself, and that takes work. It takes time. You know, not everybody's gonna feel like that. Um, so I think that it's just so important, so good to feel like I believe in myself, whatever I'm doing. Like, okay, I'm gonna go cook something I've never made before, but I feel like I can make this well. And then if it doesn't turn out well,
You still eat
you
it.
can just laugh about it. Like, you know what?
I
I'm
try.
gonna I'm gonna do it next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it again.
Today I put way too much salt. This shit is not
That's me
edible.
when I try to make jollof rice. I put mad water. This thing was not
Yeah.
rice at the end of the day. It
But you
was
know what?
definitely not rice.
But I'm sure you weren't pissed off and this
Oh
and
no,
that.
I was laughing about
You
it.
can go back, but you had the belief that I can go do this, you
Yeah.
know?
I did.
And then, you know, just and what was the second part, Stoutland?
what does this help with?
I think it just helps with life in general, and it helps with how other people perceive you. So
Yeah,
you spoke earlier about a friend that said, hey, you know, this isn't getting enough love on IG or this, that, and the third. But if you're always that person that's like, this, that, this, like you
Oh.
just come off as like whiny and complaining. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I don't mean to be harsh on people, but it's true. Like if I always was like, nobody's really, you know, speaking to me or this, that, and the third, like, you know, it might start as a conversation like, oh no, Pat, like you a good dude. Like that's weird. Like, and then it will progress to, well, look, you need to go out and just try to speak to people.
Yeah.
Try this, try that. Oh, you know, I still can't get a date. Da da da. And it's like, well, you know,
Hey.
all right, you know what? I'm gonna come with you. I'll come with you. Maybe that will help. You know, maybe I can give you a little confidence. And it's still not happening. After a while, the conversation it's kind of like going up a roller coaster, and then eventually it goes down where it's like, yo, bro, like this is I'm telling you what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You keep complaining about some shit. You're not doing anything to help yourself. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's everything in life. Like when you're not feeling, and it's impossible to just be super positive about everything. Sometimes it takes time to build up, and sometimes some shit just is not meant to work out for you. You know what I mean? You might
Nah,
be
I
like,
feel you.
man, I just love
I keep
this
trying.
this cupcake, da da da. But it's like, but every time I eat these cupcakes, I rush to the bathroom. So you can have a positive outlook on it, but it's probably gonna never be a positive outcome.
Outcome. You can keep trying until you get it too.
Yeah,
That's what like
but you might
people
not be
say.
able to have the cupcakes from that spot, but maybe you can make your own or just go get another
Exactly.
cupcake spot.
Just like me with ice cream. I found an alternative.
Yeah,
No, it's great, but it's some.
exactly.
I
What
put
what
yeah.
about you? Why do you feel like
Positivity. I feel like it's very important to just wake up with that sort of mindset. It's not every day that you get to be positive. I don't think we have to understand that life isn't just a series of positive moments. It's okay to feel a little down sometimes. It's okay to feel a bunch of other emotions. You can't just feel one emotion for the rest of your life and just be happy. If let's say you lost $1 million, that sucks. It's okay to feel like, yeah, I lost
Unless
$1
you got
million.
a billion.
Yeah, but it's still $1 million you lost. That still sucks. You're supposed to feel like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
that sucks.
but
So
that's
you can't
again,
force
but
like that Boston say thing. There's whatever, like
yeah, I mean, but it's like, I feel like certain things is like, for me, like people always ask me like, why you always say that you're good? I always say that I'm good because
I'm good,
I
nigga.
know like no, like I know like there's things that I can't control, but for me, just internally, like I'm good. Like, yeah, this might have gone wrong yesterday, or this might have happened, or whatever. Like, but I'm good. Like, it's what I'm saying. Like that
Yeah,
example you just
doesn't
brought up, like the $1 million. Like, if you were able to make that, you could probably replace it.
replace it. Yeah.
You really like ice cream, but unfortunately, regular ice cream don't operate with you. But guess what? You found an alternative. You weren't sitting there moaning and groaning about it.
I
You
just
know what I'm
eat
saying?
Greek yogurt. It's not that great, but
I mean, look,
it
now
does
you
it.
got coconut ice cream, soy ice cream,
Oh
almond milk
yeah.
ice cream. There's so many alternatives. You never know. Like it is what
Grown men are sitting here talking about ice cream.
what Stalin, what about you, man?
Wait, let me finish.
Oh,
Nah,
ice
forget
cream.
you.
Ice
No, I'm
cream's
It's
good.
okay. It's okay to feel down sometimes. Don't force positivity too much. Like if it happens, something terrible happens in that moment, you can feel you're allowed to feel that emotion, but
Yeah,
just don't let it go on for a bit too way too long than the actual moment. You should be able to pick yourself up and go, how do I fix it? What's next? So positivity to me is just a way to just build self-confidence. Like once you
mm-hmm.
start being positive with a lot of the things you're making, you tend to make higher quality stuff. I'm talking as like creatives. Once
Oh
you
yeah,
start being positive about your process and actually enjoying it and being present, it is evident your story is being told through your making.
exactly.
So that's one way it impacts my life. And just put the phone down, honestly. Just put the phone down and experience some moments outside of that. You'd find some form of joy in it. Watch a bird.
Momentos.
Ash,
Right.
see, great segue, man. You know I was doing, the producing you, man. But yeah, look at the bird, look at the squirrel, watch the leaves move, just experience air.
And
Just
look,
like
you can go
breathe
bird
in and out.
watching, and they can't call the police on you no more. So
Yeah, Amy, you could.
another thing to
Can't
be
say it
positive
here,
about.
but that's why you're being freaking. I think there's charges against her. That's what she gets. But
Yeah,
hey,
it
Stalin, you
is
can
what it
finish it
is.
off. What you're
Yeah, I
saying.
agree with like both your points, especially like Patrick, you saying that like you have to be positive or you can't be negative because I feel like positivity attracts other positivity,
Yeah.
and yeah, Hassan, to like your point as well, like yeah, if things happen, like sometimes like you're gonna feel like a different emotion or positivity, and that's okay too, like acknowledge it. And even like, yeah, it's unrealistic to say you'll always be positive, but I feel like even when things are tough, you have to see at the bright side of things. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like what happens to us that hurt us, but how we react to it. And that's what we have to control. And I feel like being positive like really does lead to like more confidence. And yeah, like if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will, like to repeat what Patrick said. And it's very true. It's like you have to start believing yourself first. And even if you like, I don't like the word fail, but I can't think of another one. I always think of it, it's like it's not failing, it's just like you learning that one strategy isn't working and you have to just re-strategize and try something else. But you have to have like the good mental outlook and the positive outlook to see that, and see the bright side on things and be positive, because once you are like, you start seeing the world as like an opportunity and it's not scary or a negative space that's like fighting against you. You will want to take like action. You will want to like start and progress, and like even if it doesn't work out, you at least see like, hey, like yeah, this might be like not as good as now or like my standards or like other people's standards, but it's the first step.
Exactly.
That's how like when I first started shooting, like I got so discouraged because it was terrible. It was trash. It was overexposed, like had no sort of composition. I put it down for like a while, and then it's like, once I was like, okay, like yeah, it's bad, but first step, first step of everything, and it just keeps evolving, and it will keep evolving. And yeah, and I feel like it helps you with like not only just with other people and like networking, but also like just relationships in general, and like doing things, treating yourself right, you know, and like all the
Mhm.
things that you want to do. So I feel like that's why like positivity is a very important thing, and just looking at the bright side of things, you know. It's
Exactly.
because I feel like it's very easy to focus on the negative aspect of things, because as humans, and as because like originally we like, if evolution like is true, you know, I mean, I kind of like believe in it. It's like we are always conditioned to think of like the negative aspects, because our main thing is like survival, you know. So
True.
always look at the bad side of things because we want to stay away from that.
And that's all that's like pushed to us too. You turn on the
Yeah,
news,
yeah,
this is
turning news is
negative,
so
this is
bad.
negative, this
Yeah,
is negative, this is negative.
it's like,
Go on IG, this
Exactly.
is negative, this is negative, this
yeah,
is negative, this is you can't escape it. But it's just like for all the negative things that people put out there, there's people that are actually doing and trying to do a lot of good out there. You just have to like steer around that. Sorry, Stalin.
nah, you're good, man. Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, it's hard to stay away from negativity, but it's up to you to like rewire and your rethinking and your paradigms, you know, to
Mhm.
think positively, you know, because in the end, like it is going to bring you like peace. Like the only thing we really have in control is our mindset, and it's like your mindset really makes like the reality that you perceive, you know. And that's really
Exactly.
important, because if you see the world as a place of abundance of opportunity, it
Mhm.
is, because there are, and you're going to be looking for that. But if you see it as a place that's like negative and like trying to hold you back, it also is true, because like you're seeing it that way, and everything anyone does or someone says no to you, just going to reaffirm that, you
Yeah.
know. But even if like you get a no as if you see it as an abundance of opportunities, it's like, okay, this door didn't open, let's go on to the next one,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
even in that, no, you had the courage to even go for it, to get up there, the
Yeah.
opportunity to even get that like experience, to
Hmm.
go up there and talk to that specific person and not even getting it. In itself, it's a lesson, and there's positivity in that as well.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
That's a
obstacles is
fact.
just there to teach you lessons. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
It's up to you to choose if you want to learn from it or just dwell in it. Damn, look
Yeah.
at the bars on spitting, man. You guys not ready for this Timsy
Anyway,
freestyle.
ignore him. We wrapping up.
Yeah. I'm gonna write that down, man. Opportunities are just obstacles are there for a lesson, but
All
it's
right.
also up to you to
So
choose if you
we'll
want to
I'll
dwell,
make a deal with you.
lel,
I'll make a deal
bell,
with you.
tell.
At 100 subscribers, you can do a freestyle.
Yo, you're not ready. You have to get that beat though, the royalty free beat. You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
So viewers, please subscribe.
Yeah, if you want to hear the
Please,
freestyle.
let us know how we're doing. If you love us, you hate us, you feel indifferent about us, you have some topic ideas, you hate Hassan's sweater. I don't know, whatever it could be. But
It's Howard.
oh, Howard.
And this where is it? It's Lacoste. Come on, how can you hate them vintage Lacoste, man? Don't play yourself. This
It's a
fashion thing
beautiful
is not a
day in the
game.
neighborhood.
They sure.
Yes, it's Lacoste. I thrifted this. Now, honestly, I had this outfit in mind for a while. I wondered how
Yeah.
it would look, and I woke up today. I was like, I'm gonna do it.
You got the
'Cause
Carlton
you can't wear the.
shorts.
I'm actually wearing champion shorts here, but it's close.
Mm,
It's closer to the outfit I had in Florida. I can't wear this in New York summer because we disgustingly sweating everywhere.
yeah.
But if it was Cali, I would. So LA, I'm coming for it.
Shit. All right, y'all. Well, everybody stay positive. And leave a comment. What do y'all do to stay positive?
Yeah, we
We
want to
love to
hear
Yeah.
hear
from you
from you.
guys. You
Yeah,
know
let
what
us
will make
know.
me positive? If you liked and subscribe, that will be a very positive thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like, subscribe, share it with your friends if you love our podcast. And we hope to see you back again
Oh yeah.
next week, same
Yeah.
time.
And
It's your boy.
let us know of a time that you felt like you were in a slump and how you got out of it, you know.
We want to have
We'd
this
love to
conversation.
hear like your input, and yeah, let us know of any topic you'd want us to discuss, and yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Until next time,
Peace.
peace.
Peace.